Hi, welcome to Booth Talk.
What up?
We were talking earlier about being able to support
Where's an ashtray?
your favorite entertainment.
Yeah.
And I know that we got a few people who love watching Booth Talk. So to reminder to our Patreon followers out there that we're having our VIP deal, only a single dollar
my bad.
gets you
You're
everything:
good,
early access, secret shows, behind the rogue, behind the scenes, and more. Only the first 100 people get the $1 deal.
Yes, sir.
So go to rogueprod.com to secure your membership.
Get
that right now.
Be careful, bro. You're fucking the
Yeah,
audio
the
people.
audio,
that are
you're
listening,
killing the audio
killing it.
people.
Just so
Better
the
not have
audio people
headphones
know,
on.
we're
You
actually
better-
watching the Lions game right
Yeah,
now.
the Lions-
We're just chilling.
Yeah. So
Fuck.
first off, let's
Last
talk for a
minute.
second. What's everyone's predictions? So we came back. We lost last week, 41-33. We came back with 2 minutes left down.
Win the Packers.
Ooh.
They're fucking
Yeah.
dead.
I think we
They're
definitely
done.
got the Packers.
I-
Yeah,
you
we
kidding
definitely,
me?
yeah, we
Look
definitely
at
got the Packers.
They
know,
barely had who did they play last?
play the 49ers. Now, the
They
49ers
don't-
are a Super Bowl team.
they
They're just
came-
like the Packers.
They came back, but they're obviously that's just how it is.
We came back, and I'm
But
not going to
this,
say it
I
was,
don't expect anything. I expect maybe
this is the only time I'm going to say, because the Lions have had decent teams throughout the years since I've been watching. Not horrible teams. They've had some bad teams, but they've had decent teams too. And I've always felt confident, but it was always a false sense of confidence. There was nothing back other than I think maybe this year.
Right.
But this year, I think maybe just because they had a shitty first game. They had a really shitty first game. Now, they always bounce back very well in the past, but what if they don't this time? And I'm talking about the Packers. Packers having a shitty first game. They always bounce back, but what if they don't?
I was like, yeah, I kind of
What do
was
you
about to
expect me
say.
to say?
Yeah, I don't really know. Yeah, I
They're gonna
agree.
we're at the same. We looped around.
I know. I swear. I think. Listen. Here's
No,
what I
but the
think about.
Packers,
Here's what
I
I think
mean-
about Detroit.
Packers are always like that too. They were good. Like what were they good? Like 7 years ago, but they were fucking killing it.
They were.
2014 was our only
They've been to the
fucking
championship
chance.
the last 2 years.
2014 was our only
They've been to the
chance.
championship.
Yeah, it was the game before the Super Bowl.
That's how they always were though. They were always like getting up there and then.
They've been, I mean,
Choke.
their worst year that they've had in the past 15 years has been
Man, lies.
has been
I've been smoking.
the year after we went. Oh, the year that we went 0-16.
Wait, did he hit it?
So the Packers went 13-3.
Oh.
The last year that they had Brett Favre, they went to the championship game. It was the year the Patriots went undefeated. Patriots were undefeated. The Giants were in the championship game, about to play the Patriots in the Super Bowl. They're playing the Packers, who were 13-3. After that game, Favre's last throw in the NFL for the Packers is an interception. After that game, he just a retire thing, come back, retire, blah, blah, blah. He goes to another team. Next year, Lions go 0-16 right after the 16-0 season. How kind of perfect, you know? We go 0-16.
What a
and then
year.
what happens is the Packers, because they have Aaron Rodgers, first year with Aaron Rodgers, they go 6-10. I think that's the worst they've done with Aaron Rodgers.
Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, I don't know too much about him.
Yeah, I
Let me tell you
mean,
this. Let me tell you this about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers right now, look it up. Numbers may be 1 or 2 off because I looked up last year. Look up Aaron Rodgers.
I just want to cut like from Brennan up to Joe Rogan. He's just missing the headphones and lose the beard.
you mean fucking?
Elon
I'm
Musk.
sorry,
Elon Musk.
Elon. I'm so stupid. That was on shows. Yeah, Elon.
But what was I saying? No, they were. Oh no, so the Aaron Rodgers had they went 6-10, and that was probably like I said that's like the worst they've done with him.
some better
But
chairs than
the
these
thing about
fucking
Aaron Rodgers,
stools.
if you look up his stats, he has the same amount of interceptions as Jameis Winston
Really?
in a career. Now, Aaron
Aaron
Rodgers,
Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers has been playing, got drafted in 04 or 05. 05. I'm sorry, 05. Got drafted in 05. Started playing, first year was 08. So since 2008, he's been playing, and he has the same amount of interceptions as Jameis Winston, who started playing in 2015.
Matt Stafford is 40,000 times better than Aaron Rodgers, bro. He just had a fucking shit foundation around him, bro.
He did have a shit foundation around him.
Matt Stafford would have been one of the greatest quarterbacks to have ever thrown a football, but he got fucked and he spent 3/4 of his career with us, and I can only thank him for that.
It's a big deal. It's a big factor. I will say that. It's a big factor. Now, I don't want to completely act like Aaron Rodgers had it easy. He did take over a championship team, the 13-3 team, so that is true. However, he's never had once a first-round wide receiver.
I swear to God, if you pass it right one more time, I'm gonna smack
Bro.
the fuck out you.
Here.
So he's never had a
many
receiver.
times?
He's never had a
Look at this guy.
receiver
You
drafted
see?
in the first round.
That's what a fiend looks
Actually,
like.
I don't think
Put
he's ever
that in
thrown
the
a touchdown to
comments.
someone.
Left hand law. Am I right?
It might be that he's never had thrown a touchdown to someone in the
no,
first
am I?
round. Either way, they don't draft him weapons. actually, that's not completely true. Devontae
No, I'm
Adams.
not.
I wanted the Lions to draft Devontae Adams in 2014. You know,
just chilling.
you know, they always say like, you know, like I always used to think like, oh, the people in charge. You know, whether I disagree with the move or not, they know what they're doing. Even when they get fired, you know, even when they get
Cut
fired,
in on that.
they know they know what they're doing. You know, because when I started watching. You know, I didn't know what I was just kind of as a fan, and looking back now, being like, oh no, fuck, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing at all. Some of them.
Right.
You know, like, because here's the thing: why you should never listen to the draft. You know, when they talk about the draft analysis, oh, this player, this player, this player.
Right.
You know who they didn't say shit about? Who they didn't see coming? Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
No one, you know.
Well, no, that's bullshit. They talked about that.
I could have sworn
They talked about that at
him.
least a year and a half before he started blowing up. Because when I started working here,
Yeah.
all I listened to in the van
draft.
was the radio.
Right.
Before the draft, which draft?
I mean, that he was drafted.
Oh, when he was actually drafted? Yeah.
'Cause-
It was like a year before that. Because when I got hired here, they were talking about him well before, right when that season ended.
Well, let me just put it this way:
And they started before the next draft.
when Andrew Luck got drafted, when he was coming out, I don't know if you recall the talk around him. They were saying he was a bona fide Hall of Famer.
You drinking?
No.
You know, he was a bona fide Hall of Famer. They said coming out. They were saying on ESPN.
Drinking.
Oh, I'm sorry, maybe not ESPN. Well, sports networks are the same. But they were saying on one of the sports networks, they were talking about, you know,
Right.
they're saying he's going to win 5 Super Bowls. You know?
Who?
Andrew Luck.
Oh, okay.
Saying he's the second coming of, you know, John Elway, Peyton Manning, you know, blah, blah, blah. He was a good player. But they didn't say that shit about Patrick Mahomes, who's basically like,
Right there.
Why you
almost there.
like Patrick Mahomes? He's all right. He's not nothing.
I mean, like,
But he's up there for sure.
he's young. I'm not saying he's not.
he's
gonna
the Dan
be-
Marino of his time, if
Yeah,
not
for
better.
real.
Actually, better because he's technically won a Super Bowl. I'm not ragging on you, Dan. I'm not ragging. I don't think that's the metric to go by.
He's ragging.
That being said, and I think it's a BS metric, although
Well, he instigated.
What?
Super Bowl is a
What?
team accomplishment. That being said, you know, like John Elway took shit teams to the Super Bowl. You know,
Are we gonna introduce Jorgi? This is his first podcast, like
It's
legit
not-
podcast.
oh shit! Right,
We did.
we didn't record that one.
No, we did like 4 test
I was
podcasts.
Yo,
the-
Jorgi told me that fucking
Listen,
story.
all I'm gonna say is, I am the OG of this shit as well. But you don't
But
know.
you-
But
Georgie-
you don't know. But you don't know.
I mean,
But
they
I'm
know
happy
it-
now. You know now.
Georgie, I need you.
Nice to meet you.
I need you to tell me again, and I need you to tell the people at home listening that story about the encounter potentially with the alien while you were asleep.
Oh,
Because that fucking ooh, chills, chills,
Yeah, bro. Why would you?
chills.
why would you,
Because I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you know this,
threw me
but
under the bus quick as fuck.
hey, I'm
That
sorry.
shit's- that shit's-
It was a story, man. It was a story for the ages. Okay, I
I
know.
got
Look
60
at man. I don't know much, but I know.
I got
good sto-
62 more for you right now.
I know a good story when I hear one, and I would tell you that was a good one. I
Man.
just want to say this though, because since we last spoken, the government had to release their UFO report.
Oh yes, they did, but man, I've seen so much more shit and heard so much more since then, bro. It's been
Since we last spoke, or since they released the report.
since we last spoke.
Oh,
I've
like you've seen?
I've learned and seen a lot more. Obviously, I'm not going to say because you know what I'm saying. But anyways,
when you say you learned, are we talking about firsthand shit? Or are we talking about
no,
some
it's
good documentaries that you want to.
I'll say like
Second
second hand.
You got-
What like second hand?
What do you mean like?
What are you guys talking
Like
about?
first hand.
Not sure yet.
First hand.
I'm not sure what we're talking about yet.
I'll just say
Just
like
so back
first hand
up.
footage.
Oh, so you're saying
Footage
like,
of what?
is this something that I could find? Or is this something that you were like a friend?
No, this is something that
Like crazy
this
footage?
is. Yeah, this is
What
something
kind of
that.
crazy footage? I love
Yeah.
talking about crazy footage.
This is something that yeah.
You're talking about a friend?
You can't find on Google.
I know. I don't know the person.
How'd you come across it?
It's a long night.
Okay.
talking about?
First off,
Are
can
you
you
talking about the alien?
No,
thing?
no.
That's where
we're
I
not
left.
talking.
can
about
you describe the footage?
What are you talking about?
What do you mean? Could I describe? I mean, it's exactly
You
what
talking about
you
just
think
something
it
you?
is.
Are you talking about just footage
That's
you
all
saw?
I can say. It's exactly what
That
you
doesn't-
think
Are
it
you
is.
that doesn't
talking
mean
about
anything.
Just footage you saw? Is that
Georgie,
just
you
what
can't.
this is?
Yeah,
Georgie,
but
you
it's like,
can't.
yeah.
You don't want to know my imagination.
Is it about a friend?
No, but no.
No, I mean like tell.
Yes,
be more,
that's exactly
be more,
what I'm letting you know.
Look,
Is
no,
it
you
about
gotta
a
be.
friend?
I'm
That's exactly what
I'm
I'm
going
letting you
7
know.
different directions. You gotta like. Yeah, I'm not thinking like that. I'm thinking like 7
I'm
different
playing
scenarios.
Wherever your head goes is probably not that far off. And
I'm
I
playing
promise
20
you that.
questions. Is it your friend?
No.
Okay,
Is
first
it
off,
about somebody you know.
let's pause for a second.
It's just
What can you
footage.
tell us about this thing you're thinking of?
What the fuck?
What can you
I'm
tell
being,
us?
Like interrogated.
Yeah, you fucking brought it up.
Get the
on
spotlight.
podcast. Literally
Here, have a cigarette.
6 lights around.
Have a cigarette. Have a smoke. Your buddy in the other room told us everything.
I'm gonna go black and white there.
All I can say is this firsthand footage of a person who's
Suicide.
no. It's not suicide. It's what he mentioned.
Extraterrestrial?
Extraterrestrial life.
Alien
Okay.
shit.
Okay.
So essentially, it's a
Why are you
semi-
holding this back?
because it's like a dude.
Someone,
Tell us
Like,
the
you
dudes
know,
and shut
someone
up.
showed.
I'm just saying.
Someone
What's
showed
the
you.
footage?
All I'm saying, the
What
footage.
is the footage? A creature, a being, a craft,
Ship?
a
Yeah.
light, or unknown?
Ghost.
It was a being.
Jesus?
It was a being, but
Okay.
it was like I'll say it was distorted.
Okay, just sort of being.
Because it was shitty footage.
Was
Was it
this-
good footage?
Okay, gotcha.
Was it shot
Was
on, like,
this
a
now?
Nokia?
Let me ask you this. Here's the question I really want to know: is how did you come across this footage? What
That-
drove someone to say, Georgie, take a peek at this?
Like I said, it was just a long night.
Was it a? Did you ask to see?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I never.
No, who
asked.
you?
Take
No,
a
I've never
shot.
listen. I didn't. I'm not doing nothing. All I'm saying is, it was a long night.
long night. Okay.
It was a long night, but I've never.
Was
I've
it
also,
around here?
but I've
Was it
also, I've also
local?
never, I've also never asked for anything.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you this.
My hand out
Let me
My
ask you.
last
Well, it's not a handout if you ask to see footage,
My last
Georgie. It's not
question.
a handout, and you saying, "Show me the alien footage you have." It's not.
I have one last question.
I don't ask for nothing.
I am
I'd
asking for
gazoo.
one last question. Was it local?
Huh?
Was it like a local video? Was it taken locally, or was it like from a different country or a different state?
Both.
What? What? What do you mean both? Like locally and like how is it? How was the video? And was it a 2-part video? Was there an edit? Did they cut to another location?
Anyways, what the fuck are lines? It's like the first down game.
And there's no answers there, people.
You know, I'm wondering if I can even play this, or I have to blur it out.
You know,
So
honestly,
I guess it'll come into the end, or I might just put a picture over it.
you know what I see people do on
Picture.
YouTube? It's that when they show a clip, it's this Dutch angle.
Why?
No
I
fucking
mean,
idea.
worst comes to worst.
Well, no. So okay. I'll tell you about a little bit about copyright law because we were talking about doing this movie mode shit.
Beautiful. Let's start learning.
You can use copyrighted material if it's factual or you're reporting on it or it's some kind of news, and you can use it if it's only for like a short clip.
You know, the NFL, they like to say at the beginning of their thing
So
that you
show
can't
a
use
short
like
clip.
any descriptions or accounts of the game. But like a description or an account of the game is me just telling someone about the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can't use any description or accounts of the game without the NFL's permission. And it's like, so I can't like watch the game and then go to my buddy and be like,
And talk to it. And talk about it.
yo, so
All
he
I'm
went
saying-
deep. And they'd be like, the NFL be like, you can't talk
You
like
got-
that.
you're
So
get-
wait,
you're-
if you were to just
you're
fucking,
served.
let's say you just put like a fucking, let's say you just put like a fucking like a Detroit Lions logo right here. Would that be hold? Maybe I want to rep my city. Like,
No, I don't think so. Not for a YouTube channel.
no,
No,
no.
not
Okay.
really for anything, I don't
No.
think. I don't think
Sports
they really.
logos are free to use.
Yeah.
Same with college logos and shit like that.
Ooh, what you gonna do? 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 What you gonna do?
Got 13 minutes left on the
Oh,
clock.
Ken,
0-0.
you go. Nice. Okay, so, you know, I think he's 26 golf, so he's like, I'm 27, like a year. It's like, what am I doing in my life? You know? Well, I mean, I guess, I wasn't gonna play football.
Well, you're 5 foot for one.
You know, they said they said I'd be they said I could have been a D1 quarterback if I had depth perception.
Oh my bad.
I'm gonna put a counter for every time he ding ding.
As soon as that first hit, no, first 3 hits. After the first 3 hits, then I just.
That's
stopped.
like the deepest he's thrown. Like the
I
first
just
game, man. He didn't. They
No, after
didn't
the
do any.
first time around, You try to pass it that way.
Pretty much first.
The first
I always
pass
just-
first
for me
hit.
is-
I always thought the rule was you pick a rotation, you stick with that rotation regardless of what it is. Holy
is.
shit! Stop jumping.
Well, I
get
go
you
to-
injured last
that's-
time.
That's a sub law because I go to that law. If someone starts-
Paragraph B, section
Yeah,
A.
If someone passes it to the right, then yeah, you got to stick with it. You can't fucking keep going back and forth. Now, if you bring another joint into the situation and we start doing crisscross and you pass it the other way, and
I think it's.
the two people.
I think once you add more than one, it's every man for himself. You know.
Not if you're civilized, Brennan.
Well, I guess you can tell where I was raised.
I tend to give.
We're animals.
I tend to get sometimes very barbaric.
Whatever.
Try some of that. Try a piece. Just pick,
Sometimes.
That fucking.
just pick one piece and try it.
I'm trying to see if there's anything that I know. I know most of these, but if there's anything I like.
I tell you, I used to when I used to watch Lions games, guys,
Try that.
and my brother and my friend Josh, who was on this podcast in the last episode, can attest to this. Whew, I was not a good person to watch a game
Just
with.
lime powder.
I had an anger.
I love
I
it.
had a temper.
My favorite.
Boy, did I hate those referees and some of the players and the
Tell
coaches.
everyone what it is and what it looked like. What it looked like, George. It looks alright. It looks like barbecue sauce.
Imagine any candy you ever had and then add chili powder.
You didn't
Well,
even
cayenne
tell us what it
pepper.
was called. You can't even pronounce it.
This is not even worth like. It's not. I can see why somebody would like it, but for me, it's no, bro.
That looks like a sucker dipped in barbecue sauce.
It does, but I mean, like,
And it's kind of
Some people are
sitting
like-
in the sun, so it
some
dried
people
up
are
and
like
it became
very
a little
fucking
crumbly.
weird with their taste preferences. And like my brother would eat that.
Your brother would not eat that.
What do you mean?
Your brother would eat everything.
Literally, bro. Mashallah, bro.
Yeah.
But
I was always a picky eater myself.
really,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he tried
I was
some of that
I was
shit.
very.
And he was over here trying, and he was balling out. He had like 3 or 4 different types.
I will say it was like, because it's interesting to try,
That's different.
Although
for
it
sure.
felt, it didn't feel sincere, the Mexican candy.
No, I feel like
The
that was-
Mexican
I feel like
candy
that was like bullshit.
Didn't feel like candy
For
from
sure.
Mexico. It felt like what people think.
I feel like they definitely had that in Mexico, but that's not.
That's not-
There's sweet candy.
I feel like it
There's
felt
other
like.
shit,
I
too.
feel like it
Bro,
was
this is
like.
just
They were like, "Here's
some
spicy
bullshit.
candy that's from Mexico." It's like, well, there's spicy candy here, I'm sure too, but we don't.
I feel like if it was.
go to, like New Mexico.
I feel like it's like something that like someone who's racist and what they think Mexican candy is
Yeah.
what that is, because it's just like, what candy do you have in America? Now it's hot.
It's like a couple rednecks buying candy.
Like it wasn't even like it's like I want some of the stuff I didn't even think was
Sell it
like
to the folk.
popular man. We have a popular man here, everybody. Another podcast is trying to get a hold of
show
him
another
right
video.
now.
shit over here.
Another podcast wants him.
Good. That was
Cool.
a good call.
No,
Yeah,
you know,
trying
another
to-
shot.
trying
Another
to
shot
find
wants
another
me. Another shot wants me.
So Georgie, what have you been up to? What have you been?
Yeah,
what
what's
have you been?
up?
What's been on your mind? What have you been
I
following?
mean, you're trying to promote your business. This man has his own business.
know, that's-
and he's over here fucking.
what are you thinking?
What I
What's
always
bothering
tell
you? What's on
people-
your mind?
What I always tell people, especially people who are
He's a life coach.
not necessarily. What I recommend is just. I mean, obviously, I always
get
tell
it.
people
I
just
can
follow your heart,
imagine.
and not any cliche shit. Always just do that. But I mean, like, I always tell people like go into real estate. Let me tell you why. Just because real estate is probably one of the only ways that you can guarantee. Not guaranteed, nothing's ever guaranteed, but only ways that you can guarantee generational wealth in your lifetime. You know what I'm trying to say?
Are you saying now?
And
Let me
have
ask you
it
this.
put
Let me ask this
on.
question. Are you
So-
saying this because of the money that you make in real estate, or are you saying this because of having the property and land?
Well, that's why they call you a landlord. The lord of land. You know what
No,
I'm
I mean,
saying?
so-
I always like,
well, I mean,
that's why I look at it. You know what I'm saying? I look at it for the actual
Because
physical aspect.
I think kind of Grant Cardone kind of talks about it a little bit, how he's like, the money, the cash isn't anything. You want an asset, basically.
Exactly. That's why you want. Let's say. I won't even lie to you. I've seen a deal recently. It was amazing. It was like 30 acres of land for $250,000, which is
That's a deal.
We're over here in Michigan, southeast of Michigan. So
It's a good deal.
it was an amazing deal. So that's why situations like that, even if you were to like buy and hold on to a situation, hold on to it, wait a couple of years, obviously you would pay like tax, let's say, Even if you don't want to do that and don't want to sell it later on, you could build on it.
Yeah.
Even if you don't want to do that, you could break it off in the set. There's so many
No,
options
definitely.
you have. So many different
Can we
options
talk about
you
the?
have.
Can we talk about this for a second though? And I'm not, just how weird the concept of owning land is. Like,
What do you mean?
because like, okay, so like owning land. Okay, so that means I have to purchase I have to get the land from somebody, right? Or I just claim it. It's my land.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I have to
Can't
like.
do that no more.
So you can't do that anymore. So I have to go buy. So that means.
Depends on where you're at.
So that means I have
Can't
to.
do that no more.
No, it
Well,
You could
depends
go to
on
like
where you're
the
at.
middle of buttfuck the desert and just be like, "This is my 10 yards of land."
I
I mean,
don't
I
know.
guess
There's a
build
lot
a
of
little
there's a
hut.
lot of political shit going
Here's the
on
thing,
in
though.
land right now.
We-
so
Every country is own.
We might
its
necessarily.
land.
We necessarily might not be able to do that, but in theory, that's what the government does, because that's what they. If you took over the land, they'd show up to defend it. You know.
Right,
So
right.
in a way, that's what they do. They just don't sit there posted. They do in some spots. They do in a lot
Right.
of spots. Actually, they do in spots that aren't even ours.
Right.
But anyway, it's just like I don't know. I was just thinking about this the other day. Just like like, or then it's weird because the government owns like state parks, like these beautiful state parks, and you just go there like, this is amazing, and the government's like, yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? You gotta be out by 11. Like
No, I mean it's definitely
No
strange.
gas grills.
I'll
dogs
explain
not
it.
allowed.
It's definitely strange out here just because I'm obviously I was born in another country, so like
Really? Where you born?
Albania.
That's a good.
I was born in Albania. Oh yeah, I was born in Albania. So I mean, like everything's like a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Everything's a little bit different. So I just like it over here because like you could actually get that much easier. You know what I'm saying? You can get land much easier. You can make situations happen.
I tell you,
much
I've
easier.
met.
It's the land of the loopholes, dude.
I don't know if I've met
Beautiful.
few people.
It's beautiful. Remember the fucking.
Good loopholes,
Remember the
bad
fucking.
loopholes.
What was it called? The. Oh my God. The
Don't
ShamWow.
with that, bro. That shit hot.
The ShamWow.
Yeah, the ShamWow guy or the ShamWow?
Imagine selling off, bro. It was literally like a
It was a
towel,
towel. It was
bro.
just
It
a
was literally a
It's
towel.
an orange towel.
It was
You talking about the
literally a
guy or
towel.
the guy who bought it? The guy who made it or the
The
guy who?
guy,
Just
the-
the company.
I mean,
the
even that
company in
guy
general.
Not only is that a
Just
towel.
that guy
yeah.
got paid like he was a fucking feature actor.
He didn't even-
dude. By the end of it, all the fucking money he made. By
Is that the same guy? The guy who did the commercials is the guy that made it.
no, I'm just saying the guy in the
Oh.
commercial probably was getting paid $200 to do this fucking shitty commercial, and then ended up
You
getting a
say you
shit
don't
ton
want it?
because that commercial played so much. Nah, fuck that.
Take one more, why not? But in real estate, though, I definitely think when I
Lions are up 7, dude. What the fuck?
one day
happened?
when I have
I missed that.
you know
I didn't see it either.
one day when I'm out working paycheck to half of the week before paycheck, and have some money in my pocket, I definitely want to go into land and real estate and just like
Of course.
I'd
of
love that.
course,
I
you
just
have
like
to.
that. Like
That's my next big.
because there's
purchase,
it's
buy land.
millionaires and billionaires where they tell you multiple sources of
Bro,
income.
I had the best deal of 30
Mul- you
acres
know.
of land for $250K, bro.
Where at though?
How
far?
North of Almont.
All right, I'm good
That's
on this.
fucking far.
Anyways, we're talking. This is private shit, but anyways, if your friend group isn't talking
Cup.
about this,
I don't want to.
you're not around the right
Yeah,
friend
there's
group,
water.
all right? Remember that. But says one. It was says one.
Cut in on that.
Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
but no, I definitely think that'd
Who,
be.
me?
So what else do you
No,
tell
you-
people
no,
about?
you go
What
ahead.
else do you tell people? You just say go into real estate. Like is that? But is it now you say that like do you give it more advice or is it kind of just like a stay in
No,
school?
I mean, me
Don't do
essentially-
drugs.
No,
Go to real estate.
Overall, get involved with real
Yeah.
estate.
Just get involved.
Don't OD.
You don't have to
Go
be
to
a
real estate.
realtor
Those should be
or an
like-
appraiser or anything, but if
This-
anything, just get fucking real.
There's so many things. It's a big
Whether
umbrella.
you buy a
could
business,
do anything.
you
You could do
buy
photography.
land.
You could literally
Yeah.
do photography and make
I just want
easy
to buy
money.
land so we
Yeah.
can build a studio. And then
I'll be
we're good,
honest.
dude.
I'd
We
love
can
to
blow
even be
shit
able
up.
to. I'd love to even be able to rent an apartment. That'd be cool.
That was cool,
It's just my own.
I gotta say, since moving
You want to
out,
be able
since
to
like
buy a place that has 4 units. You live in one of the units.
No,
you don't
definitely.
Have the other 3
No,
rented
definitely.
out, and you just have that pay the mortgage.
Yeah.
No, definitely, definitely.
That's-
see that
No, I agree.
That's smart.
I agree.
Those are the.
But I
those are
can
the
say
moves.
from moving from renting to buying, I love
Or
it.
you buy a nice property somewhere.
Just
and just
the
Airbnb the
feeling
fuck out of
not
it.
You got a
losing
nice,
money
you
no
got a
more.
nice backyard. You got
But
a nice
other
backyard.
than that, I mean, you just need to buy land.
Yeah.
Land's
Literally.
the move.
Literally.
But here's the other
Swear I
thing, though.
love
If I
land.
could buy land, you know what that means? I've already got money. So I'm doing pretty good already. You know?
I mean,
Right now, I don't got money. so,
But
so you can imagine how excited I'd be.
Listen, money doesn't make you. You know what I'm
Doesn't.
saying?
No, it does
Money
not.
doesn't make who you are or anything. It doesn't determine anything like that. Money shows, if anything, money shows the real you. It'll show what.
And
who
I
you
can't
really
wait
are,
to show people
who you
the
really
real.
are at heart. Because I know some people have some bad hearts, and you really know.
And I can't wait to show people the real me. You know, because I really want that money.
he's ready to work the corners. This boy.
Hey, listen. If anybody, no.
Yeah, just stop it. I was gonna ask if we should do the wheel, but I can't.
Nah.
I can't drink.
No, I
That
think.
should have been an earlier discussion.
No, I
before
think
we
it's.
started
I think the
recording.
wheel's for another time. Frank and Alex love the wheel.
Yeah.
You know, they love
I
going
want to do
back
the
and
wheel.
forth.
I missed.
with
I
the
haven't done the
wheel.
wheel since all I got was fucking airsoft hide and seek.
Ain't nobody stopping you.
So, let me ask you this, Georgie. What was your first job?
My first job, I was working as like a busboy / waiter type thing.
How old were you?
12.
Damn. Okay. Okay.
It was at like 26
That's illegal.
mile. Huh?
Just saying, it's illegal. I believe.
No, I wanted to.
No,
work.
it's not. I mean,
I
like I
wanted
said,
to work. I wanted to go make money.
I know you wanted to work, and
I
I know you
wanted to
could
work.
easily get work with family.
when was your first job, Ben?
Chicken delay.
How old were you?
Oh yeah.
I was 14 or 15.
Yeah,
'Cause I tried
15,
to get a job at 13. No one would hire me because you had to be 14.
I was.
If you get a cash job, yeah, they'll
Yeah.
hire you at 12, bro. I don't give
Yeah.
a fuck.
I got hired at 13.
Still family business.
At Cedar Glen
Huh?
golf course.
Oh, the golf
Oh,
course.
these
See,
motherfuckers-
that's something I tried to apply for too, but that's like
Let me tell you how
that's a
much.
cash job,
let me
right?
tell-
Like
a
seasonal
cat-
cash.
How much they paid?
Check, like
Yo,
a
they
ch- a
paid
written
me.
check.
Listen, they paid me $3 an hour.
That's
No
fucking fun.
way.
Go get balls out of
Now,
the
don't get me wrong. I'm
river.
like, now my job was to clean carts and like do the shit like that. So 13, 14 years old, I drive around golf carts and
Right.
$3 an hour. I mean, I work 8 hour shift. It's like 24.
like 40 bucks.
Here's the best part though. So like I'd work, like
I feel better
it was
about
back
it.
and forth. Who knows how much? Sometimes I work this many. I'd work some good hours. Sometimes I get once a week. So like there wasn't really like a set payday. It's $20
Right.
So like I'd call up. Sometimes I call up the place and be like, I get this one guy. His name was Mike. He was kind of an asshole, and
Shout out Mike.
now he's dead now. And he
R.I.P. Mike.
R.I.P. Mike. Yeah. And he wasn't nice to me, I'm not saying he deserved to die. He was an old guy anyway.
Right.
Anyway.
Fuck Mike.
Shut, bro.
Don't mess with me. No. You make me uncomfortable with my first job.
No,
Anyway.
No.
You die of natural causes. No, anyway. So, so like I would call up though.
I'm curious.
Listen,
How
I'd
do you-
call up though,
how
and
do you
I'd be
die?
like,
What's the next-
No,
I'd call up,
no.
I'd be like, yo, can I come up and get paid? Which was like, $20,
Right.
which to me is the world.
Right.
Because, I'm 13, and also actually, right now, $20 is still the world to me.
Right.
But either way, 13, it's really like, oh, fuck, I'm going to be, that's not just
Right.
going to change my weekend. That might change my week,
Right.
No.
And
And he said to me, he says, nah, we don't got enough days, and blah, blah, blah. I was like, buddy, it's $20.
how about I tell you? The only thing I can say is like I've never really had a job that didn't really like. I can only think of maybe like two, maybe one. I've had a fucking lot of jobs. I've done a lot of shit, but maybe like one that like kind of hold me. But I was like, I started bartending at like 13, literally. For no reason, they fucking had me behind that bitch just because I was able.
Well, I've been drinking since I was 9, so
I
I
was able
was a
to talk
master
shit
by
with the
then.
old guys. I was able to talk shit with the old guys. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So they had me behind there. I was getting fucking tipped out, bro. 13 at like some fucking private events, chilling. Because it was like this place was like a family establishment,
Yeah.
right?
Those are the best places to
Yeah,
work.
it was like a family establishment. So the people that would come through, like they knew me and everything too. So they would show love.
Yeah,
you
people
know?
didn't do that when they came to my family establishments I worked at.
Really.
When I worked at Coney Island, and I enjoyed my time there. But
Which
people
one? Which Coney?
it was Gus's. Gus's Coney Island.
Where's that at?
There's one in Chesterfield and one in Mount Clemens.
You're at the Mount Clemens?
No, I worked in both of them.
Oh, okay.
But I'm actually technically, I think, still banned from the Chesterfield store. I don't know. I haven't got the official word that I'm clear. But either way, no, like I said, people. No, it's not a joke. People. No, like I said, last time I went there, they threatened to call the cops. And we'll circle back to that story. No, when I was there though, people didn't. They didn't want to. Of course, they scored. But we expected this. We didn't expect that.
Right.
So we're on a good pace.
Right.
But here's the thing, though. So they people thought I was Gus's son. Now Gus was like 74 years old, which isn't crazy because I'm 20 something. Right. But here's the other thing is, they also thought I was 12 years old. So I was like, what the hell do you think Gus has got going on? Like 62 years old, he's having a son.
Right.
I mean, it's not impossible, but like it's definitely not. You know. And then he puts his underage son to work in the kitchen. You know, and well, I wasn't in the kitchens. I was everywhere else. But no, like I said, I worked there for a couple of years, and then I quit because I had the sense they were going to fire me soon. You know, it was kind of
right.
You
felt it.
There was an Albanian woman who I have a lot of respect for. That being said, we had our back and forths many times. I said some unkind words.
I said my thing.
She said some unkind words. I said some crazy shit. She said some crazy shit. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you know, she started gaining a little bit more power back than I.
Was her husband there that day?
No, her husband was never there.
Oh, okay.
In fact, I wasn't. You know, she was. Trust me, she was. She didn't need her husband there.
I believe it.
She didn't need her husband there. No.
I believe it. I'm not gonna. You know.
Yeah, she ruled that. Honestly, I wish she had could have. I wish he would have sold her this store. She wanted, but he wouldn't do it because she would have really turned that place around. No, like I said, I had a lot of respect for her. I guess even though we got in an argument, but I forgot even where I was going with this. No, I thought she was going to fire me soon because she started getting like a little bit of authority back because they were on the outs when I came in.
Right,
so she started getting get back into good graces, and he was like, he'd always tell me, Gus would always be like, Brennan, you're the hardest worker I have. You just talk too much.
Right.
And I was like, you literally have crackheads who work here. I was like, you think you should let the talking slide.
Right.
You know? No. Well, then we hired a busboy, actually. And I said, how do you like the busboy? And he goes, he's too quiet. I can't fucking help you.
Right. I don't know what you want.
It's like, really, I was like, how much talking do you need? Like,
make up your mind, Gus.
Give him cue cards or something. You know, give him a script to go off of.
Right.
But either way. So I quit there. But I would still come in to eat because I knew all the waitresses and all the cook. And I was like, now I actually got to eat there. Actually, you know, the food wasn't, it's not the greatest, but it's, you know, where the fuck you, anyway. It's fucking Coney Island. So they give out, they do have good hash browns. Ever since I was a kid, I still stand by it. They have the best fucking hash browns. Technically, they're American fries, but it doesn't make a difference. They're hash browns. They're delicious. Either way.
Regardless.
So I was there eating, you know, come back, you know, and I come in one day to eat, and the waitresses come up to me and they go, Brennan, we have to ask you to leave.
No way.
And I was like,
what does that mean?
I was like, why? I was like, what is going on? They're like, Gus has said that Gus doesn't want you in here. He says you talk too much. He says you distract us from the other customers. I was like, this person was like, no one ever in there. Right. It's a very slow restaurant, you know. Especially towards the end of when I was there, you know, like it was very slow. By the way, it was like I wasn't, you know. Trust me, I'm not that entertaining. You know, I'd be getting paid by now if I was that entertaining.
Right.
So, anyway, so they're like, you gotta, you know, Gus says we're gonna have to call the police and call him and then call the cops if you don't leave. And it's like, all right, fine.
You didn't just be like, so I'm getting fired.
No, I'd already quit. Like I said, I already quit. And I already quit. And I was coming in. I was coming back to eat once in a while.
Gotcha.
You know, and they're like, you can't do that.
Wow.
And so then I was like, and then as I'm standing there in the restaurant, my phone rings and it's Gus's son. And he's like, and he runs the store in Mount Clemens. And he goes, right. I want to hire you in Mount Clemens. And I go, I'm currently being kicked out of your other location.
Right.
The timing of that.
And
That's so funny.
And he goes, yeah, ignore them. Just come on down here. He's like, I'll pay you more money.
Ignore that.
So I was like, all right, cool. So I come on down there. I was down there for like a couple days. And one of the cooks whose brother worked in the Chesterfield store, who didn't like me very much. Now his brother worked in the Mount Clemens store, and his brother also quickly learned to not like me.
Right.
I wasn't really doing anything. You know, I was just kind of like when you'd put a ticket down, you you per Gus request, if for a ticket for a customer who was coming in to make a takeout order, coming in to make the order, not calling on the phone.
Right.
You put the ticket on, you say customer's waiting.
Right.
You don't have to know that the customer's in the building.
Right.
You know, gives you a little, because you know how to go. You know, it works. You have your tickets and you have to go. You know.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, so I would say that, and this motherfucker would lose his mind when I would say that. Stop saying that. Stop it. Stop it. And I'm no.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm gonna keep saying it. So I keep saying it, and then he's like, "I'm gonna dunk your fucking head in the fryer." Now, you know, like I've got now, like this is like, you know, I've been at, you know, I've gotten, you know, I've gotten many threats everywhere.
Right.
You know, every place I
Right.
work, especially this place. I was getting threats by every, you know,
By Gus
yeah.
himself. By Gus himself.
Gus, the you know cooks, the Albanian waitress,
Right.
Her husband,
Right.
just you know, my husband said this, but also me,
Right.
you know, and then you know her kids even. Her kids were, you know, they weren't something to mess with either, you know. But so it was all over the place. It was a fun time. Like I said, still oddly my favorite job.
Oh, God.
But
Brennan.
so I'm trying. So what's
Now you work for me.
so now I'm here.
Still oddly my favorite job.
And for the city.
So oddly my favorite job. But so anyway, so then he finally snaps this guy, and he says to Gus's son, he goes, "This is like my third day. This guy has been here 20 years. His brother has been with them 20 years. You know, they work every day, all day." He says to Gus's son, "Either I go or he goes." And I look at Gus's son and I go, "You should pick him." I was like, I'm not going to be here nearly the time he has been here,
Right.
or the time he's planning on being here.
Right.
You should pick him.
Right.
And he goes, "I pick you." And the guy quit. And I was like, okay. And then he went to go work in the Chesterfield store for a little bit, and blah, blah, blah. And then that's when Gus found out that I was working in Mount Clemens. And then Gus went from never coming to the Mount Clemens store, I'm talking maybe once a year, to he was down there twice, 3 times a week,
Really?
just to see me.
Just to see, make sure.
And I'll tell you this, as much as he didn't like me, he would still tell me I'm the best goddamn mopper he's ever seen. No one mops the floor like I mop the
give you
floor.
a fucking
Hey.
badge.
He would still tell me, he's like,
Mop
"You
the
mop?"
mom.
He's like, "You mopping it?" And I
With the
said, "No, I
mom.
don't mop it." Because I was at the point, I was the manager. And I said, "No, the busboy does the mopping." He goes, "You at least gotta watch him do it." So like he's still still giving my credit where credit was due,
Right.
you know. But this was a good guy, all around. He was a generous guy. So he just
Man.
he was.
Hated your guts somehow.
He just, I just got under his skin once in a while.
I've worked some fucking crazy jobs, bro.
I've had some interesting ones, you know.
Valet, dude.
Oh, that's just one alone. That one alone is already fucking
All the
crazy,
crazy
let alone
cars,
everything
all the
else.
Crazy shit.
Man, what?
I worked for Central.
Fights.
I worked for Central
Fights.
Michigan's football team.
For real?
Yeah, and that was an interesting job. I like that job. My job, if I could really look back and guess what it was, because no one knew what they were doing. The difference between my day 1 and day 2 was I didn't know what I was doing, or my day 1 and my last day was I didn't know what I was doing on my last day, just like my first day, but I knew it was okay.
Right.
Because
right,
I would
right.
ask people like, "Well, what do we gotta do?" Like, I don't know, just figure it out.
Right.
Cones, okay. Come down here, okay. What do you want the other one? You know, like,
Oh, no. I
like-
fucking love that
like
shit.
very and my real job was to get yelled at.
Right.
Like
I
that
mean,
was
that's like mostly every job when you
No.
when you work under somebody, bro.
no. I've had don't get me wrong. I've had, like you said, I've had plenty of jobs where I've gotten shit. I've gotten
Oh yeah,
threats.
I mean you're not wrong. You're not.
But this was my job was to get screamed at. It was like I'm talking like my first day there. First day, practice starts at 4 a.m. Starts at 4 a.m. So we got to be there 3 o'clock, 3:30. So I'm sitting there. It's middle of February. We're walking. I don't know if you've ever been to Central Michigan's football field.
No.
Okay, well, the way when you come into a gate, they have to get down to the locker room. It's this incline. It's rather steep,
Right.
but it's paved, and they can bring a truck up and down it, so it's not too bad. But so we gotta come down there, and I am eating shit the whole way, like slipping and sliding. It's pure ice.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm like, and I'm about, and this is day 1 of practice, spring training. So I'm like, okay, the entire football team is about to come down this fucking slope. we're gonna lose like half the fucking squad before we even start practice. Like this is like everyone's going to eat shit.
Oh my god.
So I'm like, I'm gonna run in real quick and be like, because I'm at this point I was very dedicated. I'm dedicated, whatever job it was. I was just like, I'm running. I was like, I'm gonna get some salt. I'm gonna salt the fuck out of that thing, and we're gonna keep the or if I gotta get whatever it is, I gotta get a shovel. We'll figure it out. So I go in there. I go, Mike. He's the equipment manager. I go, Mike. I said, that fucking, that thing that ran. I said that thing is slick as hell. I said we gotta get some. He's just blows. What the? He's like, I don't want to fucking hear it. I don't want to fucking get the fuck out of here. I was like, okay.
Mike, where's the salt?
Okay.
Where's the fucking salt?
So I'm like, he's like, get in the room. We're talking. I don't give a shit about that.
Yeah, but you should.
Okay, all right.
You should have just grabbed the fucking salt and just done it.
I didn't know. I didn't know where this. I didn't know
where it was.
I didn't know. This is my first day. Like I'm just like this is like first day one.
And you asked the fucking coach.
The equipment manager.
Oh, the equipment.
Coaches.
This is the guy. I'm not gonna go. Hey, Coach Enos. Question:
right.
Where's the salt?
Right.
I'm Brennan. This is my first day.
Get the fuck out of here.
Kid.
As he's probably changing. He's probably changing anyway. So I go in the other thing.
I walked in his room and so we say what up there.
Same day, first day, I'm standing there. They're doing drills, cornerbacks or whatever. I'm helping the defense.
Right.
And it's really just like there's just like 3 cones to shut up. 15 yards apart, like 5 yards apart in the other way, and the players have to run as close as they can to the cone and turn. Whatever. I think catch the ball, whatever. And every time they did it, every single time the cone got knocked over. I'm standing back like by the coach, and we were standing there, and the cone gets knocked over, and every player's running by it, clearly about to knock it over, and he looks and he goes, "Are you gonna pick that fucking cone up?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and I kind of go over and I knock the cone up. I stand back. Next player goes by, knocks it over. I go, knock it over again, and we just go back and forth. It was all day.
How much you get paid?
I didn't. Not at first. It was volunteer for the first semester, and then the second semester they paid me.
Oh my
when
Lord.
they started paying me like $7.75 when I started doing the laundry.
Oh my god.
But that's what I wanted to go into sports management though.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to go into sports. So that was why I thought it was cool.
That's that way.
One of my jobs at one point was sometimes during practice, they would give me a pad, and I would go stand between.
Go get hit.
No, I would go. Well, kind of. I would go stand between the sideline and the brick wall and hold the pad, because the players are running so fast during their routes that they can't slow down, and we don't want them to hit the brick wall.
Yeah.
So I will stop them.
I'm the one.
4'10" Brennan.
So like, I was in class with one of the defensive ends, and his hand was the size of my head.
Yeah.
And he was the smaller defensive end. Just, crazy. They definitely saw me when I was out there, because I would have to go pick up like the beanies and stuff,
Green Bay
because people would just drop them shit. So I was like I look like Barry Sanders out there, just fucking darting around, I mean, I didn't look like Barry Sanders out there, obviously, because they would have probably been impressed with that. Well, they probably wouldn't have been. I don't think they really had that kind of eye for talent looking back. I'm kidding.
Green Bay scored.
Did they score? Oh no, I was gonna say. But no, there was actually. I will say though, who played for Central when I was there? Who was the quarterback? Cooper. He's not. I don't know why I'm pointing. He's not playing right now. Cooper Rush. Oh, he's still once again not playing. Cooper Rush. not on one of these teams. Cooper Rush was the quarterback. Who's backup quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. I tell you, I'd love to see him get a chance in the NFL. I got to see him in practice a little bit. I thought he was pretty accurate. I mean, now obviously, sometimes I think, what the hell do I know? Other times, I look back at the people I wanted the Lions to draft, and they're right now all pro players, and I think, maybe not. Maybe I'm not that great. And the Lions haven't had a good second round pick. I don't know since ever. I don't know if they've ever had a good second round pick. Oh, I can't even honestly because it's like
probably a glare.
It's like it's not even glare. It's a negative balance.
Yeah.
So I can barely even tell who's who.
Looks like X-ray.
We honestly, our uniforms, they look all black except the numbers and the logo is like a gold. They would look like Iowa.
Ain't no way, bro.
Yeah, and then Jared Goff is very blue. Now this is nothing crazy. Listen, many games the Lions kick ass in Green Bay. Many games the Lions kick ass the whole game, except for that part at the end where they have to blow the whistle for the last time. Yeah. Or sometimes it's all the way shitty until the fourth quarter.
And then it's just like last minute, like.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's different now. Let's see.
It's definitely different. But we'll see. We'll definitely see. It's exciting. It's good to have football back.
What do you think about the Pistons?
I honestly don't follow much of basketball, but I do know we just had the first overall pick. So hopefully we got that right.
Yep.
That's the biggest thing. If we got that right,
Yep.
I mean, that changes. That could change.
It's interesting. It's interesting right now.
Because you don't know how right you got it. You know? And if you think about the scale of how right could you be, and now this is me knowing nothing of basketball other than that you could be as good as this player because this player was that good.
Right.
You know, you could be as good as LeBron. You could be as good. Because basketball, I mean, really, not even basketball. They say it's not the same for football where just one guy can just, like, change everything. It's less true in football, but they still franchise-wise it's true. You know, a guy can really change the culture, can really change the skill level, and then when especially just the culture change or just the change in the outlook, that entices other free agents, that entices other coaches.
Yeah.
You know,
sure. I've been watching a lot of tennis.
Tennis, interesting. Tennis, I don't watch tennis, but what I think it's cool about tennis.
I think
this up.
What do you mean?
What I think is great about tennis is it's one of those sports that a child can dominate an adult. You know? Because I think that's what's cool about chess. I think chess is funny because it's like we really don't like chess players when you think about it. No, I know, but I'm talking about chess now. So we really don't like chess players when you think about it because, like, we'll do anything we can to find, like, you got a chess master. We'll do anything we can to find someone or something that can beat him.
That can beat it, a robot.
Like, you're a chess master? Well, beat this child, And then the child, like, schools him, and then, like, they have, like, a fucking mental breakdown.
Like, he's the new guy.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, you're shit. And then they're like, oh, you think you're good? Well, play against this video game we just played. Right. And then the video game beats him, and they're like, you're nothing. And it's like they've worked their entire life. They've been like the master, a grandmaster, they call themselves. Well, I mean, other people call them too, at this thing. And it's like, this well-known,
I mean, fucking technology's fucking up.
Popeye sounds so good right now.
No, there's this place.
Popeyes?
15 in Van Dyke.
I'm listening. Right next to the gas station.
This place.
A mile away from it, literally.
A mile away from the gas
station. You
Joe's
gotta
chicken,
go
bro.
where
Uncle
everybody knows your
Joe's
name.
It's like a mom and pop place.
It's so it's so like the chicken literally like melts in your mouth.
It's good to know.
So
you know what makes
fluffy
chicken
and
melt
it's
in your
just-
mouth? A sous vide. I got a sous vide, man.
Really?
Sometimes I'll cook a steak in that thing. Sometimes I think the steak's too tender. I'm like, God damn.
It's like it feels processed.
It's just like almost like.
What is that? Is that the one with
It cooks it in water.
Like
the bag,
in the
right?
bag,
You bag in the water and shit. I think that's probably fucking really good for eggs.
I haven't tried it with
for
eggs, but I
everything.
hear it is good for like you can like. One thing that people do is like you can you basically pre-cook the eggs to a point where like you can make edible cookie dough.
Really?
Yeah, because So, but it's cool because you throw chicken. You put chicken in there, man.
Feels good.
It is because you cook it. You set the water to the temperature you want the chicken to be cooked to. So you normally set it to like 160, 162 or something. So then because you want to sear it afterwards. Mm-hmm. So,
That shit's so fucking
it cooks it for like an hour to 2 hours at that temperature to that exact temperature. So it doesn't go. It's not going to go past that temperature. You can't overcook it. I think there's like a certain amount of time you don't want to keep, depending on how big the meat is. Like there's a certain amount of times you don't want to keep it in there for too long. Yeah. But then other recipes are like I've seen them like they throw it in there for like the whole fucking day for like big fucking like thing of like a pork belly or something.
Yeah, some big piece of meat.
Yeah, but I got it at TJ Maxx on. It was like I think it was like $60. It was cheap.
How long do you think it'll take to cook crack in it?
I don't know. I don't know if you could.
Right, that's food talk.
I'm not sure. Here's the thing, though.
I had to end it off
Here's
with
my question: what's the temperature you got to cook crack at?
Huh?
What temperature you got to cook crack at?
I don't know. Look up the recipe
I cook crack.
on a website near you. It's a joke. Don't do it.
See, I don't know because I feel like crack is like. I understand. I feel like a crack
if you're
is.
already doing it.
I feel like
do
a
real
crack
estate.
is like a boil. I feel like you got to boil crack.
Do real estate.
I feel like boiling is involved when it comes to crack. Boiling to some degree, and if you're gonna boil, you might as well just because like because you're cooking meat. So not to say that you can't get higher, on the for temperature. I think you can go under a boil. Obviously, it's not going to boil it, but like when you're cooking meat, you're not going to. You want to cook the meat to like 160 something at the max. You're not really cooking it to like, you know. But anyway, we're running out of time on Blue Talk. I hope you enjoyed this episode and some of our back and forth. And maybe Jorgi will come back again this year. Maybe not. Probably not. I don't expect any of that.
I'll be back 6 years from now.
Most likely.
With
2
we time him like the eclipse.
I just want to like probably with a parrot next time.
Jorgi always shows up 3 months after an eclipse.
Yep.
That's when you can expect him.
And then,
So
Not that he can help it.
keep your eyes out, but don't stare directly at it. And then you'll see Jorgi later.
Like everybody, we all remember how that was like.
Yeah.
That first week was a bit like, what's happening?
It was definitely
Like, is this Contagion, the movie?
I was
with